Bung Bung. Welcome to the Poddies, brought to you by Bung Bung Coffee. There's nothing like it. It's rejuvenating, it's regenerating, it's rewarding. And I mean rejuvenate, you can go out, have a big night. You don't think there's a hangover cure? Have a Bung Bung Coffee. You're going to feel right as rain in no time. Go to a job interview, who cares? Regenerating, it's the answer to regenerative health. You got a torn meniscus, bang, Bung Bung Coffee tightens it right up. Have you lost a limb or an extremity? Bung Bung Coffee, grow it right back. You know, that's what it is. Regenerative. It's rewarding. Have you got an employee doing a really good job? Bung Bung Coffee, oh damn. And that's staff retention. If you want all of those benefits, then you got to go to bungbungcoffee.com. Get yours. Get it delivered straight to your door. The best coffee you can find. Such a beautiful dark roast. Beans from Honduras, Peru, Colombia, Brazil. What more could you ask for? Delivered to your door. Bungbungcoffee.com, enter promo code Poddy for 15% off all orders. Wow, what a deal. Bungbungcoffee.com, that's BUNG coffee.com, enter promo code Poddy, Poddy for 15% off all orders. ClayMcMathComedy.com for all your Clay McMath comedy needs. If you want to see me do a live show with my boys, go to ClayMcMathComedy.com to get your tickets. That's ClayMcMathComedy.com to get your tickets. We've got a show coming up in Adelaide on the 7th of December, in Kangaroo Island on the 9th of December, and more to come. I'm going to be in Brisbane in January. Adelaide Fringe coming up in February. I'm going to be in Melbourne International Comedy Festival in March. We are all over the place. We're road runners. We're road dogs. We're road kill because we kill on the mic. You understand? So ClayMcMathComedy.com, get your tickets, get your merch, get to sharing the show. Share it for your chance to win free merch. Every month you get a chance. But you got to share it. You got to show us that you shared it. You share it. Screenshot how you've shared it. Was it a text to your group chat? Was it a shared story? Was it a shared post? Screenshot it. Send it to us. Bang! You're in the draw. Enter as many times as you want. Share it 100 times. As your name is in the draw 100 times. You're 100 more times likely to win it. Wow! Free merch. Beautiful. You should just tell a friend to tell a friend. That's all you got to do. Let's start the show.
Welcome to the party. Best show on the internet. Ask anybody. You know it's easy money. Sit back, relax, get your headphones, everybody. Welcome to the party. Blackout in the booth. Every episode's a party. We go hard like Ricky Bobby. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party, Bung Bung. It's your man Claytron, aka the Big Boss Man, aka the Clumsy Jeweler, because I'm always dropping gems, aka the Milkman, because I always deliver, aka the PhD of podcasting, the Magnum PI of podcasting, the Captain, the P. Diddy of podcasting, and I'm here today with the Puff Daddy of podcasting because we are killing the podcast game.
How you going, dude?
I'm good, man. You scared to talk? You sound scared to talk about Diddy right now.
Yeah,
got all choked up.
Yeah,
Cat got your tongue.
Yeah, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, man. There's a bit of talks going around at the moment. I guess the news is that Cassie, performing artist, I suppose,
Yeah,
music
R&B
singer. She dated Diddy for a while. Everyone knows Diddy loved her, still does. And there's been some allegations come out from her saying that he was abusive and all this, and it's come to a settlement. She got that bread in just a couple of days.
Just off the allegations too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there are actually any charges.
Yeah. I wonder if something happened to you, right? It's I guess it's a harder question for a man, but sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
If something happened to you, sexual, like some type of assault or whatever, wouldn't you want to see some type of justice? Or would you just want to bag?
It depends who you're like accusing. Because someone like him, like, does he have enough connections and money to make this drag out for years and never actually see justice, even if he is guilty?
Right. That's, I didn't even think of it like that.
Maybe you just secure the bag as quickly as possible.
And then you don't have to like relive it in public and stuff. Yep. Okay. Well, there goes my argument. Thank you. But there's stories, man, of...
It sounds crazy, the shit I've read.
Yeah. So everyone knows that Diddy's been a bad boy, and no pun intended. And apparently there's talks that he slapped J. Cole for some reason. I forget what he did to Kendrick. Do you know?
No.
I think there was talks of like something physical. Slap? No, that was J. Cole. Something physical to Kendrick for calling himself the King of New York on the Control verse. There's talks that he blew up Kid Cudi's car because he was dating Cassie.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
People believe that he was behind both the Tupac and Biggie murders. And then you've got, of course, the stuff that Cassie's saying. People are saying, like, remember that haircut where girls specifically was shaving like the side of their head?
Yeah, I recall it.
Yeah, I think Cassie did that, and people are now saying that that Diddy made her do it.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, there's all types of just yucky shit coming out. And 50 Cent seems like a fearless kind of dude. And he's been trolling Diddy.
What's 50 had to say?
When he saw the first allegations come out on Diddy, he was like, oh, the empire's gonna start falling and all this shit. And then one of Diddy's homeboys got similar charges, like today or yesterday.
Okay.
And 50 was just like, I told you guys, at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's happening, or something like that. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. And people are scared of Diddy because of everything I noted. Yeah. So it's yeah, man. And we had just been talking about Diddy because of Chief Keef, or whatever his name, Keef D.
Keef D, that's right.
Keef D, he's talking too much. I'm surprised. I mean, we haven't heard anything more about him.
No, that went pretty quiet.
Yeah, he might be done for, or maybe he secured a bag himself.
What does this payoff make you think? Do you think he did it, or do you think he's just trying to make this go quiet? I guess it could be taken either way.
I mean, I'd like to know what the payoff is, but like, why, if you're innocent and you can afford it, why wouldn't you go to court?
I've heard it's 6 figures, and it's between 10 and 30 mil.
That'd be 8 figures.
Sorry, 8 figures, between 10 and 30 mil.
Okay. Like, it's cheaper to go to court at that point.
That's pretty cheap for him, though. This is a guy that's supposedly a billionaire.
Yeah. Yeah, true. 10 and 30 mil.
I mean, it's probably cheaper to go to court, but then your name's just getting dragged through the mud for God knows how long.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm being frank, I think, why would Cassie lie? # believe all women. And like, he seems like an unhinged type of dude.
Yeah, it's based on his track record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think he did it.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
Comedy, action, or horror. Will this movie win an Oscar? Set design, directing, acting, lighting, or costumes. This segment is Clay's Reviews.
So we've got a board man pick today. This was called Let the Right One In. Available on Stan and YouTube. How did you come to pick this film?
So there's a category on Stan called like movies to see in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scrolling through it, and everything in this list was like pretty well known or looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a safe list to choose from.
Can you name maybe one other film that was in this list?
Oh, it's just a bunch of award-winning films. I couldn't name one right now.
Right. I'll tell you what won an award, which is the boringest film of all time. It's called The English Patient.
That was on the list.
Yeah. And I just don't believe that anybody needs to see that before they die.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, I'm not going back to this list
Okay.
after watching this movie. yeah, I just landed on this one. Was horror, so I thought, yeah, that's kind of up my alley.
Yeah.
Foreign film, thought I don't watch too many of those. Let me give this a try.
Yeah, haven't had a read for a while.
Yeah. Need to make sure I can still do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're into horrors.
Not exclusively, but yeah.
One of your favorite genres?
Probably up there, yeah.
What would your top 2 favorite genres be?
Probably horror and comedy, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, I think I'd go comedy and thriller. And a close number 3 would be 80s action.
80s action.
Yeah, very specific. But the action films in the 80s were chef's kiss.
What would number 1 be for you?
Oh, man, like...
Or just one of your top 5s from the 80s?
I'll just tell you, like, some names that we're talking. Or maybe even 90s. Steven Seagal. We're talking Schwarzenegger. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
What's his face? That was Patrick Swayze.
Bruce Willis was...
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
80s action, man.
Yeah. Yeah, some good films from back then. I
Yeah.
couldn't name too many, but yeah, I would have watched so many like reruns.
Yeah, like Face Off, you know?
Yeah.
Face Off is a banger. You got, I can't even think of them right now. It's just too many bangers. It's really overwhelming. Anyway, you got the plot for us?
Plot's only a one-liner.
Yeah,
so,
hit us with it.
Oscar, an overlooked and bullied boy, finds love and revenge through Ellie, a beautiful but peculiar girl.
Yeah, that doesn't give you much at all, and that might be the language barrier. But I did a bit of research because I honestly had no idea what to get for a snack. So I had to research this film, and I figured out it was a vampire film. So I got 2 snacks. I got a Turkish Delight because it's like biting into flesh. It's got like that pink inside. And I got bullets again because the silver bullet kills a vampire.
Yeah, so we did that.
Yeah,
Nice.
I consider getting a steak.
Oh yeah, rare steak.
Well, not because like the wooden steak kills them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, or like I was just gonna go like garlic prawns or something, like really go out there.
yeah.
But
You went into it knowing a lot more than I did then.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
All I read was that one line.
Yeah.
I had, no idea it was about to be a vampire movie.
Yeah, that was surprising. Once I looked it up, I was like, that is such a weird plot synopsis that IMDb gives you. Meets a peculiar girl or whatever. And I suppose that was a major plot point. Like,
Yeah, when it dawned on me, that was huge. I was like, I feel so stupid for not working this out sooner. But like having not known that.
So the initial meeting between the two, she jumps off of like some play equipment or something, and she kind of like glides to the ground.
Okay, I must have missed that part. I must have been looking at my phone or something.
So they were outside in the snow, and he was like stabbing the tree, saying like "squeal like a pig" because he like fantasizing about getting revenge on his bullies. And she saw him, and she was like sitting up on like, it was almost like building blocks.
Okay.
And she's sitting up the top, and she just sort of like jumped down, and it was a kind of slow fall, like it was kind of like a glide.
Okay,
even though
I missed the glide because I saw her like sitting up a little bit higher watching him, but I missed the point where she got to the ground. Okay, that would have been a giveaway then.
Well, maybe not. Like I was expecting vampires, right? Because I looked it up.
Yeah,
you were not expecting vampires, so you could have even been like, did I just like blink slowly, or was there a glitch? Which I actually thought was a cool device by the director or whoever makes that decision, was like, you don't know she's a vampire yet, but like you've just seen some weird thing, so you start to question like what reality we're in.
Yeah. But even like her carer,
yes,
like because I had no idea what was happening at the start of this film. Like, it took me so long to work out what he was actually doing.
Because he was tapping the bodies.
Yeah.
And when I say tapping the bodies, that's like he's killing people, hanging them upside down, giving them a nick and draining their blood. And he's draining it into like a big jug. And where most people who haven't looked the film up are wondering why he's doing this.
That was me.
Yeah. And I think that's what where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kid has this fascination with murder stories or murder articles in the newspaper.
Yeah, he's got his scrapbook where he's been collecting like massacre and murder articles.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. The film wasn't grabbing me. I was checking my phone a lot during it. But did they not really go into like why is he doing that? Did they not really? Are we just to agree with the fact that it's just an interest of his?
He is the way he is. I got no backstory on how he got to being like that.
Yeah. Well, so do we deduce then? Deduce?
Is it that his parents had split up?
Well, is it because he gets bullied and he wants to murder like his bullies? Is that?
Or is he getting bullied because he is weird?
Yeah. Because one of the first things that comes out of his mouth is like, he's in school and they're talking about how it's almost like a riddle or something. I can't remember what it was, but the kid answers the question. He's like, well, the dead person had no smoke inside their lungs.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, fucking freak, like, or I don't think they said that. I think they said like, that sounded mad Korean, but it was Swedish, but.
Yeah, that was.
Uska. So he's into all the murder and stuff, and when he's getting bullied, he never reacts. He doesn't even scream when he's getting hit. He just sort of takes it, which is another thing. Like, does he feel that he deserves it or something?
I don't know. Like, to me, it just felt like he knew that was making his bully even more frustrated.
Yeah.
He was getting off on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. There was a lot of layers to it. I actually thought there was a lot of thought put into this. I thought it was technically done really well. It just wasn't entertaining, man.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah, like I respect a lot about this movie. But again, I was checking my phone, I'm checking my watch. I'm
checking Gmail.
I'm hitting my mouse to see how long I got left. That's not a good sign. So yeah, it just wasn't grabbing me. But like a lot of the stuff they were doing, I thought was really good. The score, I haven't looked this up, and I'm not like a orchestra guy, but it sounded like an original score, which is pretty impressive. A lot of people just do what do they call it, needle drops, but this sounded original. And it was doing it. It was setting the tone, setting the mood, which was good. Makeup and sound effects I thought were great.
Yeah, so makeup, was it just me, or like when Ellie was getting her fix, did she look younger in those scenes? And like when she hadn't for a while, she looked like stressed out and more aged?
Yes.
Because there was one scene where she went from looking like 15 back to looking about 6, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like really young. And then
potentially inconsistent then with the makeup, because unless there was certain periods where she was hungrier or thirstier, whatever you want to call it, and it made her look much older.
Yeah, I feel like that was going on.
Yeah, so these kids were 12.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite lines in the film was towards the end, I'm 12, but I've been 12 for a really long time. Like there was early, maybe the first time they met, they said that they were 12. She said she didn't know.
She's like, yeah, I'm like 12, give or take.
Yeah. But at the end of the film, she said, I'm I'm 12, but I've been 12 for a really long time. I did read one fun fact about this film was the biting sound effect was made by someone biting into sausages.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't have picked that up.
Yeah, and I guess that's a good one because sausages have skin.
Munching on the glizzy.
Yeah. that's no
crazy.
home loans
Yeah,
there.
That's crazy.
This was made in 2008, but it was set in the 80s.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and so costume design, fantastic. Set design, all the cars and stuff. They nailed it. The diner. It was the school even. It was all very 80s, the whole situation. So
those older people that were in that diner, were they Russians? Or was like one of them a Russian?
Yeah, I think there was something Russian somewhere. Yeah.
I was just trying to work out how that like tied into it, like whether there was some sort of mass migration that happened from Russia into. It's a Swedish film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like whether that happened back in the 80s.
Maybe
I just couldn't work out the relevance of why they were talking about Russians in the diner. But
maybe the Swedes know more than we know about that. I mean, I'm not a history man. I don't really know anything about Australian history, let alone Swedish and Russian history.
In the 80s,
Yeah.
Fair.
I'll talk about two of my favourite scenes as far as special effects. The lady in the hospital that spontaneously combusts. I thought that was fantastic.
That was my least favourite scene in the whole film.
Really?
Why'd you like it?
I just thought it was mad realistic. Not that that would happen to somebody, but just the way it looked. I was trying to figure out, like, was that someone in one of those like fire suits that?
Okay, no, I'm with you. It didn't look that fake, but I think I just hated like the idea of the scene. I think it was executed.
Tell me more.
Someone spontaneously combusting, like, sure, that it looked like someone spontaneously combusting.
Yeah,
but I don't know, thought that was pretty corny.
But okay, so this lady got bit and didn't get killed. Because the girl ran away.
Didn't get bit to the point of dying.
Yeah, so she was turning or had turned into a vampire.
Yeah,
and she understood that she was ill. She was starting to get infatuated with blood, but she did not feel good because she wasn't getting blood.
She knew she was a vampire.
She knew?
Yeah, because she was like, I don't want to live anymore. She said something along those lines.
Right. And she'd woken up or something with the sun, like one sunbeam got her finger and burnt the shit out of her. Then she opened the windows and realized, and she closed them.
Yeah. And
so when the doctor came in, was about to release her from the hospital, she goes, yeah, just one more thing, open the blinds.
Yeah, she was ready to go.
Yeah, and so what do you hate about it?
I don't know. Just at the time watching it, I was like, I fucking hated that.
But that's how.
But I know, but that's how vampires go.
Yeah, it's not real life. It's vampire world.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was one of my favorite scenes. Maybe because it was like something actually fucking happened in it. And then the scene in the swimming pool.
Yeah, I like that. The underwater scene, and you just see like
the legs,
a head drop into the water.
Yeah, and it was crazy because a lot of it seemed low budget. And then out of nowhere, there's these big scenes like the fire scene and like this scene where it's like you can't do all this with practical effects. Like you have to pay someone to be doing what's it called? What like Marvel does all the time?
CGI.
I was about to say CTE because I've got it. You got to pay someone. Like CGI is so expensive, man, and that's like the legs going through the water, the head, the arm, like that's not practical. That's special effects. So like,
I think that's where the whole budget went, man.
Yeah, it must have because nothing else was really.
That was just filmed in an apartment block. Other than that,
yeah, but I was super impressed by those two scenes. I was super confused by the girl's weird vagina.
I caught like a glimpse of that. I was looking down at my phone at this point, but I looked up sort of like a split second. Describe it.
Dude, that is inappropriate, my man.
What did
This
you
is how I talk to my friends on Sunday mornings after I bang some random. Describe her pussy, bro.
No, but like, what was so weird?
I can't really. It was a quick flash of it.
Yeah.
So she had a shower at his house and got changed, and he was like, oh, you can wear one of my mum's dresses. She goes in to get changed. He peeks through the door and sees this weird vagina, and it was very quick. I rewound it, no pedo, and I looked at it again, and I didn't pause it, which was probably my major issue. I should have paused it, but it looks like, I don't know, like it'd be bitten. I don't know. It's very strange. It was with no explanation and no real reason to see a kid's vagina. Like, that didn't have to happen at all in this film. I thought that was very, very strange.
Must be some Euro shit.
Yeah, Euro trash. Yeah. So what else? Do you have anything that you want to add?
One of my final notes was might have just been me, and maybe I was just getting over the film, but the main character's hair got more and more ridiculous throughout the film. Like, it just got bushier and blonder throughout the film in my eyes.
He was the blondest kid I've ever seen. He was the second blondest kid I've ever seen. Yeah, the first blondest kid, I played volleyball against him. Do you remember this guy? They called him Gollum, and I didn't create it. I didn't create this name for him. Did he look like him? I'm not going to say he didn't. This was a albino man with the blondest hair you've ever seen, the whitest skin you've ever seen. He was translucent. And apparently, and this, I don't know if this is a rumor or the truth, but they were saying he didn't have sweat glands and he had to play volleyball wearing an ice vest.
Oh, that's verified, man. I was about to say that.
That's verified. Yeah. And this man had game too and bounce.
Yeah.
So shout out to Gollum, my precious. But this kid looked like that guy. And was it getting more out there, the hair?
I don't know. Just towards the end, I just looked at his hair again. I was like, this is crazy.
I just don't like people with long hair, but just like who cut the fringe. It looks mad. Like, it looks like a
Lego hair helmet.
Yeah, Lego mullet almost. Yeah. I didn't like his hair. I hated it. First scene. If I was watching it with somebody, I would have gave him a nudge and said, I fucking hate that kid's hair. No wonder he gets bullied, you know? I guess this was you said it, a horror film.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was going to be. But
yeah.
Now I'm looking at the genres on IMDb, and it's drama, fantasy, horror, romance.
Yeah, so fantasy, yes. Horror, I'd probably disagree with. There was some gore. I wouldn't call it a horror. Horror, fantasy, drama, yes. Romance, yes. I definitely think it was a love story, obviously, between Uska and Ili. I thought the protective factor of her was, I don't know what I thought it was. Complex, but like nice. This kid was getting bullied every day. His dad wasn't around, and his mum would get phone calls from school and be mad at him, right, for like defending himself or whatever. Like, he's doing something wrong. So he didn't really have no one had his back. And then he goes and he wasn't looking for this girl. They kind of just found each other out in the courtyard at the apartment complex. And, man, this is what I was looking for, bro. This is what made me become a serial monogamist, because you're getting bullied and you're in school. There's like a hierarchy. Popularity is an issue. So can you trust your boys to have your back all the time? No, not really. So you're like, I got to get myself a down bitch, you know, that's going to have my back and start eating cunts' throats out if they start treating me wrong. And that turned me into a serial monogamist, I think, because that's what I was looking for my whole life.
Just couldn't find her.
I definitely identify with Uska.
Okay.
I thought I liked how the kid, Uska, was like, obviously, we just sort of touched on it. He's a lost soul. He's got no friends. His parents are gone. He's outside in the middle of the night playing with himself. Playing by himself every night. and he's a lost soul, and then he gets into a relationship with a literal lost soul. I don't think they said how old she was, but she's probably 200 years old, you know? Her soul's trapped in a 12-year-old's body, which the idea of that in itself is pretty complex. Is it pedophilia? Are you an adult, but you look like a 12-year-old? Are you attracted to what you see in the mirror? I've got a white girlfriend, but I'm a black boy. But I do like black girls. Is Hasbulla into tiny little girls? Or does he like real sized women?
Oh, shit.
Is he into
Real.
Is he into like, you know, Halloween candy, or does he want a fucking king size, you know?
There's the questions we've got to ask ourselves, man.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know
I don't have
if,
the answers.
if Hasbulla is just into Instagram hoes or if he's into
Kindergarten.
toddlers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's what this film really got me thinking about. Because, like, yeah, they fell in love, man.
Mm.
But if you're
Yeah, it was
200, if I was 200 years old, I like to think that, like, once you're like past dead, if there is a heaven, when you go to heaven, if you die when you're 92, you don't go to heaven as a 92-year-old. You go to like where you when you were in your prime. You're like 28. You're fit.
So everyone's just like 28 to 32 up there.
Yeah, they're just feeling good, looking good. They're doing what they could do back then, you know? And so I'm thinking, why wouldn't you as a vampire be like, wouldn't you mature past 12? Even though if you became that at 12, if she got bitten when she was 12, you've been alive for 200 years. So wouldn't you mature past 12?
Mentally, but physically you're just trapped as a 12-year-old. Pretty sure that's vampire law. Like whatever age you are, that's just what age you're going to be eternally.
Right.
Looks-wise.
So you don't actually mature then.
Mentally probably mature, but like physically you still look like a 12-year-old.
So then when you fall in love, should you be falling in love with a 12-year-old?
Well, as a 12-year-old, should you be falling in love with like an 80-year-old?
But he thinks it's a 12-year-old. But she knows he's a 12-year-old and she's 200.
Yeah, she's kind of wrong for that. But also, like, if she was looking for love, it'd be kind of wild if she was pursuing like a 70 or 80-year-old just because they're a bit closer in age to her. She's walking around looking like a 12-year-old.
I think it's a lose-lose, man. I think
Yeah,
you've got to be.
I don't think there's a right one, but I just think like visually, it's probably more suitable for her to be rolling with this 12-year-old out in public.
Can I ask you a question then?
Yeah, sure.
Visually, what should Hasbulla be?
Yeah, no, you got me there. You got me.
All right. Man, the first hit, the only hit that he laid on his bully, I felt the satisfaction, man.
Must have felt good.
Oh, dude, have you ever hit a bully?
No, I don't think so.
No. Did you get bullied at all?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think like primary school.
Yeah. I got bullied. And my dad, I've gone through this. I won't go too deep into it. I've said it a million times on the potty, but my dad would always tell me, just fight. Like, you fuck them up, they're not going to want to bully you again. And I always hesitated because one was scared of getting in trouble, and two, I was scared of being judged by like the other people around. Like, he's a psycho. But then one day, some kid saw me getting bullied and was like, dude, you should hit him. I was like, I know, man. My dad always tells me I should. And he's like, do it, man. You know, he was like the devil on my shoulder, and he was about the size of that. He was Hasbulla. It was Hasbulla telling me to do this, and I fucking. And then the kid, I walked up to the kid and he ran. And I'm glad I didn't chase him because that would have looked crazy. I was like, and I told this kid, Jake, his name was. I forget his last name, or else I would shout him out. Told him, I was like, I'm not going to fucking chase him around the the schoolyard. I think this is grade 7 maybe, or maybe even 5 or 6. But I was like, I'm not chasing him. I'm not going to look like that. And he was like, I'll chase him. And Jake went and chased him and decked him. Not hard, like not hard enough to hurt him or make him cry or anything. Just got him down. And I went over there and started beating the shit out of this cunt, man. And it felt so fucking good.
And was that the last time you ever heard from this kid?
No, this kid was on my jock all through high school.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Wanted to befriend me so hard. And I was like, dude, I fucking hate you, man.
Yeah.
He would always try to talk basketball with me and like tried to sit next to me one time in science class. And I was like, I turned into the bully, bro.
Yeah, you should have just beat him up again.
I was like, you can't fucking sit here, bro. I went full Mean Girls on him.
Hey, happens.
Yeah.
If you can dish it out, you got to be ready to cop it, I guess.
Yeah. And then, dude, one of the cool kids at high school, bro. Let's bleep this. I shaved my head one time, like full baldy, and he slapped the shit out of me while I was sitting at those lunch tables out the front side of the school.
Yeah.
Like the four seaters.
Yep.
And he slapped the shit out of my head, bro.
What, just like from behind or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. Pussy shit. So funny, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this was at recess. So at lunchtime, I fucking walked up behind him and slapped the dog shit out of his head, bro. And he's like fucking rubbing his head and shit. And then I grabbed him and threw, because the chain link fence is right there, threw him up against the fence and I'm choking the cunt out. And I think Mardix, shout out to Mardix, had to pull me off with a cunt.
Hectic.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, shit. Never heard that one before.
Never got slapped again though.
I can imagine.
Yeah. By anyone, because that was all, everyone was around.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was like, okay, I think this fucking psycho is going to stick up for himself. But like, I used to get the tall shit, Langster, Lurch, all that, that's whatever. The N word and shit, got a lot of that. I remember probably my first bully before the first guy, a girl used to bully me in primary school. And she at that time of my life, she was one of the only girls with a nice rack, and I wanted to be around it, so I fucking let it happen for way too long. And then one day I snapped and I called her a slut and said her mum's a slut too, and then I got in trouble. She was being racist.
Life's so unfair, man.
Got in trouble for calling her a slut. It's like, you just said black people are gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This chick go to Brighton as well?
Yep. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure she ended up doing a bid.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what
you
for.
You gotta tell me who this is off air.
Bleep this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fucking 4 eyes. Get it together,
Yeah.
bitch. You can't even see me. I'm John Cena, bitch. What'd you give this one? Or do you have anything else? Do you have any?
I don't really have much else to say, man. It's just you've already covered it. It wasn't the most entertaining thing I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I found myself losing interest at multiple points throughout the film. I did have a note that I think I was sitting on like a 4 for this film, and then I think it was the spontaneous combustion scene. Straight away when I saw that, it just took it down half a. So 3.5.
You're at a 3.5.
Yeah.
This is great. This is fucking great, bro. Because I'm not even close to you on this one. I'm not even close to you on this one, bro.
You're going higher.
I'm going higher, bro.
Damn.
And while I don't think it is a movie that you need to see in your lifetime, I respect this film. I respect it. I respect it a lot. I respect what they did, how they did it. I just think they needed. I think they hid a few deaths as well, a few kills that might have brought us back into the film. A lot of the deaths were the same. The girl jumping from behind and just pouncing like a cat or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have been a bit more creative with the kills. They could have paced it up a little bit, but I think the pacing was part of that, like that solitude and that outcast shit. I thought it was really artfully done. I respect it. I'm not entertained by it. 7.5.
Yeah, okay. Worlds apart.
Dude, I was trying so hard when you text me today, did you get a refund? I was like, I don't want to give this away. Because we're finally on different pages.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hate it, but I just was not entertained. And for me, that's a big part of the rating. Most movies I watch.
Yeah.
I'm not that technically minded, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
As the listeners are well aware.
Well, I think that's one of the major complaints I get is I don't give a fuck what the lighting was like. Was it good? It's like, hey, if you just want 2 thumbs up, go to fucking, I'm a retard.com,
It's the number one in my book.
Yeah. This is fucking, this is critical reviews we're doing here. I'm happy we disagree on this because it's been a long time. I think we've disagreed by like 1, maybe 2 points before.
Yeah, I think that's the most we've ever been apart. So
yeah. So it's Clay's reviews, so it's getting a 7.5. But people will see that there's a discussion about how this could potentially be a 3.5 out of 10. So, folks, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to see for yourself, man. If you want to have a read, if you want to learn some Swedish, if you like vampires but you don't like werewolves, so you don't want to watch Twilight, this is for you. And if you don't really want to have a good time,
yeah, if you feel like getting bored as fuck,
yeah. If you want to watch a movie, but you also need to send some emails, then watch this.
If you need to file some emails, watch this.
Yeah, no. If you need to archive some emails, if you need to pay some bills, check the group chat, you can watch this while you do it. But also, while you're watching this, what you could do is tell a friend about the Welcome to the Poddy podcast, because you could win some free merch by doing it. We're trying to grow the show. The last few weeks, listeners have gone up, but people haven't been sending me shares, so I don't know what's going on. But if you're telling friends, keep telling your friends to tell their friends about the Welcome to the Poddy podcast. I love you guys for it. Thank you for the new listeners. If you're new, I hope you enjoy the show. And if you haven't ever done a 5-star review for us before, please do it right now. 5-star review. If there's anything funny or whatever, we'll read it out. We read out a guy last week that was English second language. What an idiot. So go ahead, do that. I love you guys. Don't forget to love yourselves. As always, bang bang.